Hello, Marcus Lim here with Superman Red and Blue. So this is a hardcover collection of all the 6 issues, right? The Superman anthology series, which very unique, right? Red and blue, limited color palette of red, blue. Yeah, so it's sort of like inspired by like Batman Black and White, which only had black and white. Whereas, Superman obviously, needs a little bit more than just black and white, so it's red and blue. But yeah, this is really cool, like just letting creative teams, you can see here, Superman red and blue streak. Let me take this off as well. Collected for the first time in its entirety. Anthology series showcases fresh new visions of the Man of Steel. And it says 2 signature colors, red and blue. Okay. So it's a chance for creative teams to tell standalone stories of the Man of Steel, which is really cool, right? Because it just takes a couple of pages per creative team, and I guess usually like with a anthology series, right? It's a mixed bag. You get some good stories, some others that are not as great, but as a whole, I think most of the stories in Superman Red and Blue are actually really good. Okay, so let me take off the jacket. Alright. And right here is a wrap around, okay? Alright, so let's take a look. So there's I actually forgot to show the the original 6 issues. So here you go. So issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and each of these 6 issues contains 5 stories. So if you do the math, that's what, 30 stories altogether. Okay, so so let's go look now. So here's the first issue. Okay, you can see the first issue is also the cover of the jacket as well, right? Okay. So this first story here is called Untitled, right? But yeah, it's John Ridley's story, right? John Ridley's first time writing a solo Superman story. It's a brutal look back at a depowered Superman time in the prison camp, right? And it's a story of messy resolutions now that he's meeting his captor again after so many years. Alright. Then the second one, Measure of Hope. Okay, Measure of Hope is a sobering reminder, I guess, that Superman cannot save everyone, yet his example can inspire other people. Alright. Then we got The Boy Who Saved Superman, which, true to its name, centers around a boy named El-Kahl or something. Abdi, who saves a weakened Man of Steel when he was just first starting out. Okay. And then here, this is an interesting one. This one called Human Colors, because it's a fascinating experiment. Right, it's using sort of black and white, but transitioning into color. Right, so it's really making use of this whole limited color palette idea in an interesting way. Human Colors. Okay, and then we got a school of hard knock jokes. And this one is a fully painted Jill Thompson story with all the associated detail. Sweet, quick story of a 5-year-old Clark's first day of kindergarten. Okay, now we come to issue 2. The first story of issue 2 is called Own, which is, I guess, it's the most touching story in the issue, as it centers on Ma Kent discussing why even Clark, even though Clark is adopted, she treats him like her own. And then we move on into the ghost town, which features a humanoid, crypto, and Superman from Earth 2 in a wild sci-fi adventure. Alright. The third one here is called Patience, which is another standout as it centers on Lex Luthor thinking up multiple ways that he can kill Superman with a shard of red kryptonite. Alright. And then My Best Friend Superman features a girl named Ava who claims Superman gave her something, but obviously no one believes her. But then he shows up later and they all believe her. And then the last story of issue 2 is S is or Cyborg, which has a confrontation between Superman and Hank Henshaw, better known as Cyborg Superman. Come to issue 3 now. Issue 3's got Deadline as the first one, which has Diana Prince, also known as Wonder Woman, and Bruce Wayne, right? Batman waiting for Clark Kent to arrive for dinner. That's called Deadline. Then we got Q Goes City, which features Superman attempting to convince an AI that he should ask, people nicely to be friends instead of kidnapping them. Alright, and then we've got Something to Hold On To. This is the one, yes. Superman's the one about the field trip. Right, Superman opens up his fortress to a children's home. One of their toys turned out to be an invention by Toyman. Right? So it's a very cool story there, something to hold on to. And finally got Little Star, which is a meteor, is a sentient being, right? And Superman does everything he can to help it while saving Earth from being destroyed, right? So, Little Star. Alright, so, issue 4. And this is first story is Nemrepu, which spelled backwards is Superman. So this is a story obviously about flipping the roles of Superman and I never pronounced Milopixie. Milopixie, yeah, can't pronounce his name. But yeah, and then we have a Bizarro story, the second one, which is a Prospect of Tomorrow. Okay, so it's a Bizarro story, as you can see, Bizarro. And then A Little Is a Lot. Now this is a great story about the importance of good parenting, especially, Superman's dad. His words to a young Clark Kent, which, serve him well in later when he's Superman. And then we have a lead, what's this one? For the Man Who Has Nothing, right? Another Bizarro story. And also Mr. Mixie Pixie again, torturing Bizarro, only to find Superman giving his duplicate the ultimate gift of friendship for his birthday. Okay. And then, so we have now the final one, which is the social commentary one on social media. So this one is called Saved by Superman. Okay. Alright. Now on to issue 5. Okay, Fetch is the first story. It's about Crypto the dog. So this will definitely appeal to any dog lover. This is by Judd Winnick. And then we have De-Escalation, which is about Clark in a convenience store getting robbed. And then we have your favorite. So it's about, Jimmy Olsen. Which, simple question, what's his favorite picture of Superman that he's taken, right? And then we get Red Sun, Blue Dot, where Jor-El sums up what his son's life will be like on Earth. Kind of like a monologue kind of thing. Okay, and finally, this is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite, of the entire series. It's called Generations, where a pastor gives some simple but profound advice to Clark, who then passes it on to himself in a very unique way. Okay, the pastor to Pa, and then Pa passes it on to Clark, and then Clark then passes it on to the entire world. Right, deeply personal story, dedicated from the writer to his dad. Right, pretty touching. And then finally, last issue, Strictly the Super Cat. So we had just now a story about a dog, so this is about a cat, right? Strictly the Super Cat. And then we got Scoop, which is an in-canon continuation of, the Fleischer Superman series of the 40s, right? What's the big scoop? Well, there you go. Clark Kent and Superman. The special, right? Tom King. So this revolves around a diner waitress in Smallville named Annie, who has seen Clark Kent grow up from an infant to now a father, right? And then second last story is the Son of Farmers, right? The way that Kent showed Clark how to be gentle with the land and treat all living things with kindness, and how it influenced his vow never to take a life. And then finally we have Eli, which shows Superman through the eyes of a teenage boy who is struggling to, well, come up to his family, and which he eventually does, right? Yeah, a little bit on the nose for me, this one. Kind of ham-fisted, but it's okay. And then variant cover at the end. Variant cover issue 1. Variant cover issue 1 again. Variant cover for 2. Variant cover for 2. Variant cover issue 3. Issue 3. Variant cover issue 4. Issue 4. Variant cover for 5 and 5. And variant cover for 6. 6. Pretty cool. And also, cover process, right? Some extras, some sketches, and that's the end of it. So, there you go. All 30 stories collected in one volume, which is very cool. I really enjoyed this. I can just dip in, don't have to worry about continuity. It's just really good stories about capturing the essence of who Superman is. Definitely look forward to more of these, right? And I think they will be doing more, just like they've been doing a lot for the Batman ones, back in black and white. But until then, right, definitely check this out. Superman Red and Blue anthology series. Really great stories of the Man of Steel. Okay? So hope you enjoyed this look at this book. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.